So, after killing one of the lieutenants in Egypt, after defending someone that he thought should be defended, he was forced to run away into the wilderness. And in this wilderness, that is where Moses finds his destiny. That is where also Moses finds the voice of God. A lot of times we run from the places of wilderness and we ask God, why am I here? Why is this happening? Why did that happen? Not knowing that God is putting you in a position to be closer to Him. He's putting you in a position for you to be changed in your character and for you to come up higher from where you were. In order to do that, God often, instead of what we look like or what we think addition looks like, God addition to Him looks like more of subtraction. So He subtracts in our life in order to add. And by worldly standards, as things are being subtracted in your life, as things are leaving in your life, we're taught that these things are failures. We're taught that these things are things that we should frown upon when we lose things that are in our life, materialistic things, people, places, and things. When we lose these things, we often pray to God, why, how, and when, not knowing that God has to subtract in order to add. So I would ask you on today, don't ask God why, don't ask God how, but ask Him, where are you taking and what are you doing in this time in my life? What should I be learning from this experience? Remember, all things work together for the good of them. All things, not just the bad, but all things work together for the good of them that believe. So He's not just using the good, but He's also using the bad. And often the bad is when He's actually, it appears bad to us, but He's actually just subtracting and He's actually adding to our life. He's making us to be more fruitful. He called us to be fruitful and to multiply, and we can't multiply without first subtracting what doesn't need to be there. So let God prune your life. Let Him be the gardener. Your life is literally a garden, and God is the tiller. He is the garden. He goes in, and things often grow together. The wheat and the tare grow together, and He has to let both of those things grow together. And it's not until both things are grown fully and maturely, that's not until when He can actually pull and separate those two things. But until then, you have to let Him grow both the wheat and the tare in your garden together. Stay in the garden. Do what God tells you to do as you're in the garden. Don't let the enemy, don't let the snake come and convince you and tell you something else. Has God said? Has God said this? Has God said that? Whatever God has told you, stay there and do it until He tells you it's time to move forth.